There's a good chance that at least three of the foods I'm about to name are sitting in your kitchen right now, and you eat them so often you've stopped even noticing them. They look harmless. Some of them are even sold to you as healthy. But research has linked every single one of them to lower testosterone, lower energy, and that slow, creeping loss of drive that so many men over 40 just shrug off as getting older. I'm going to walk you through all seven, and I'm going to give you the simple swap for each one. And stay with me, because the food at number seven is the one almost nobody warns you about, and it might be the most surprising thing you hear today. Let me be straight with you before we start. I'm not a doctor, and this is general education, not medical advice. What I am is a guy who has spent years reading the research on men's vitality and testing it in the real world, on myself and with the men who follow this channel. And here's the thing I've learned. Your testosterone isn't just some number that drops because a calendar page turned. It responds every single day to what you put on your plate. The hormone system is sensitive. It listens to your blood sugar, your body fat, the fats you eat, the chemicals you swallow without thinking. So the good news inside all this is simple. If food can quietly pull your levels down, then food can help support them back up. Let's get into it. Number one, industrial seed oils and the deep-fried foods made with them. I'm talking about soybean oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, the cheap stuff that coats almost every fried and packaged food in the country. Here's why it matters. These oils are loaded with fragile omega-6 fats that oxidize easily, and a diet heavy in them is linked to higher inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation is one of the quiet enemies of healthy testosterone production because the cells in your body that make testosterone don't perform well in an inflamed, stressed environment. One small study even found that men who ate more of these processed vegetable oils tended to have lower testosterone levels. Now picture the average plate of fast food fries, fried chicken, the basket of fried appetizers. That's a double hit: oxidized oil and deep fried damage. The swap is easy and it actually tastes better. Cook with extra virgin olive oil, which has been associated in studies with healthier testosterone, or use butter from grass-fed cows, or a little coconut oil for high heat. Real fats your grandfather would recognize. Number two, sugar, and especially sugary drinks. This is the big one most men underestimate. When you drink a sugary soda or that sweet coffee drink, your blood sugar spikes and your body floods with insulin. Do that several times a day, year after year, and you drift toward insulin resistance and belly fat. And here's the part that really matters for you. Belly fat isn't just sitting there, it's hormonally active. It contains an enzyme called aromatase that converts your testosterone into estrogen. So the more sugar you drink, the more fat you carry around the middle, and the more your own body works against your own testosterone. There's research showing blood sugar can cause a measurable drop in testosterone shortly after a big sugar load. The swap. Cut the liquid sugar first because it's the easiest win you'll ever get. Water, sparkling water, black coffee, green tea. If you want something sweet, reach for whole fruit, where the fiber slows everything down. Just removing sugary drinks alone has changed how some men feel within weeks. Number three, heavily processed soy products. Now, I want to be fair and careful here because there's a lot of hysteria online. A little whole soy, like edamame or traditional miso, is not going to wreck you. The concern is with the heavily processed soy that's hidden everywhere: soy protein, isolate in cheap protein bars, processed soy snacks, and drinking large amounts of soy milk every single day. Soy contains compounds called phytoestrogens that can act weakly like estrogen in the body. And very high intakes have been linked in some studies to effects on male hormones. The issue for most men isn't a cube of tofu. It's the constant, hidden industrial soy in ultra-processed food. The swap is to read your labels, especially on protein bars and powders, and choose whey or a clean protein instead, and get your protein from real sources: eggs, fish, beef, poultry. Number four, alcohol, and beer in particular. I know this one stings a little. Look, an occasional drink is part of life, and I'm not here to lecture you, but you should understand the mechanism so you can make your own choice. Heavy or regular drinking can directly interfere with the cells in the testes that produce testosterone, and it raises cortisol, your stress hormone, which works against testosterone. Beer carries an extra problem because hops contain some of the most potent plant estrogens in nature. Add in the fact that alcohol wrecks your deep sleep, and deep sleep is exactly when your body does most of its testosterone production, and you can see how a few drinks most nights quietly adds up. The swap isn't necessarily zero. For a lot of men, it's simply this: cut the frequency, protect your sleep, and when you do drink, choose a clear spirit with soda or a glass of dry red wine over several beers. And if you want faster, longer-lasting results, I've put the exact natural support I recommend in the link below this video. It's the same approach I'll keep referencing as we go, and it pairs with everything we're covering today. Number 5. Packaged baked goods and anything made with trans fats. Think pastries, store cookies, donuts, microwave aisle treats, the long shelf life stuff that never seems to go stale. The reason it never goes stale is the same reason it's a problem: trans fats and heavily hydrogenated oils. Research has linked diets high in trans fats to lower testosterone and even to lower sperm count and smaller testicular volume in some studies. These fats damage the very machinery your body uses to make hormones, and these foods almost always combine the worst offenders: refined sugar, refined flour, seed oils, and trans fats, all in one bite. The swap. If you want something sweet, go for a square of dark chocolate, 70% or higher, or a handful of nuts and berries. You still get the treat, you lose the hormonal sabotage. Number 6. Ultra-processed and cured meats from the bottom shelf. Now hear me clearly, because I am not telling you red meat is bad. Quite the opposite. Good quality red meat provides zinc and saturated fat and cholesterol, and your body literally uses cholesterol as a raw material to build testosterone. The problem is the cheap, ultra-processed end of the meat world: the mystery meat fast food burgers, the heavily processed deli meats, and hot dogs loaded with additives and cooked in seed oils. These come bundled with the refined buns, the sugary sauces, and the preservatives, and that whole package drives the inflammation and weight gain we already talked about. The swap is about quality, not cutting meat out. Choose real cuts, grass-fed beef, lamb, eggs, wild fish, and let those provide the zinc and the healthy fats your hormones actually depend on. And now number 7, the one I promised would surprise you: licorice, and to a lesser extent, large amounts of mint. I'm serious. Real licorice root, the kind in certain candies, herbal teas, and some supplements, contains a compound called glycyrrhizin, and several studies have shown it can measurably lower testosterone, in some cases within just a few days of regular intake. Most men have no idea, because who suspects a piece of candy or a soothing herbal tea? Spearmint and peppermint tea have shown a similar effect in some research when consumed in large, regular amounts. Now, I'm not saying 1 cup of mint tea is going to ruin you. I'm saying if you're drinking licorice or mint tea every day, or chewing real licorice constantly, and you've been wondering why your energy is flat, this is worth knowing. The swap is simple. Enjoy them occasionally, not as your daily everything, and rotate in other options like ginger tea or plain green tea. So let's tie this together, because 7 foods can feel like a lot, and I don't want you walking away overwhelmed. Here's the truth: you do not need to be perfect. Your hormones respond to your patterns, to what you do most days, not to the one slice of cake at a birthday. So start with the heaviest hitters. Kill the sugary drinks. Get the industrial seed oils out of your kitchen and cook with olive oil and butter instead. Be honest about the alcohol. Upgrade the quality of your meat instead of fearing it. Do those 4 things consistently, and you've removed most of the daily drag on your system. Then add real supportive foods on top: eggs, fatty fish, leafy greens, nuts, zinc-rich shellfish, plenty of protein, and let your body do what it's designed to do. Because that's the real message here. Your body wants to be vital. It's not broken. For most men over 40, the slow fade in energy and drive isn't some inevitable curse of aging. It's the sum of 100 small daily inputs, and the food on this list is a huge part of that. Change the inputs, and you change the trajectory. I've watched men in their 50s and 60s get their spark back not through anything extreme, but by stacking these small, boring, consistent choices day after day until the results became impossible to ignore. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this: you have far more control than anyone ever told you. The fork in your hand is one of the most powerful tools you've got 3 times a day, every single day. And if you're ready to take this seriously, and you want the natural support I personally recommend to speed this up and make it stick, it's waiting for you in the link below this video. Go check it out, start with the easy swaps today, and give your body a few honest weeks to respond. You've got more strength, more energy, and more vitality still in you than you've been led to believe. And it starts with the next thing you eat. Take care of yourself, take it one swap at a time, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, this is general education to help you make informed choices, not medical advice. So for anything specific to your health, talk with a qualified professional you trust.